I'm gonna do it now from second. What's most likely gonna be happening is this. You're gonna be... Let's do it now. This is a good corner to do it, huh? You see, like it took a little bit too much time in my rev, leave the braking all the way to the end and then do the rev matching, you know? So I'm gonna shut up and just let the car speak for itself a little bit. Tough. What's up everybody, Rafa Drives here. Today I thought to make a video about heel and toe technique. This is a technique that I learned like 10 years ago. I've been practicing ever since and it's really fun. It's useful in the racetrack, it's useful for the day-to-day driving, for the windy roads like we're in right now. So I'm excited to show you guys a little bit. So what is rev-matching? What is heel and toe? Heel and toe is basically rev-matching with braking at the same time. So rev-matching is basically what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm on 4th gear, I'm gonna reduce the gear and bleep the throttle at the same time. When I'm bleeping the throttle, my, let's say, goal is to match the engine speed with the lower gear speed. And that creates this smooth transition between the gears. I'm gonna do it now from second. This is rev-matching. Why is it useful? It sounds cool. You feel cool while doing it, you're more engaged with your car, and basically you're saving your clutch from, let's say, unnecessary wear. If you're not doing rev matching, basically what you're probably doing is not using the throttle, you just release the clutch slowly like this, and that is also, let's say, completely fine. You're gonna be burning a little bit your clutch, but it's like if you're releasing your clutch slowly, that's not hurtful for the engine. So let's do it again. I'm gonna reduce the gear and reduce and come down from the clutch slowly. That's okay. I downshifted, that's all right. Now, the next step to achieve the heel and toe technique is rev matching. I'm not sure if you're aware, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about it. If you're aware, you can skip to the next part. So rev matching is basically when you're gonna be removing that, let's say, clutch engagement, or let's say sparing your clutch from bringing the RPMs up. So you're gonna do that by putting the accelerator pedal into work. So now I'm gonna do it to demonstrate. Basically, I'm gonna reduce from 4th to 3rd gear, and I'm gonna bleep the throttle when I'm gonna be releasing the clutch. Bleep the throttle, release the clutch. That's basically it. Let's do it from 3rd to 2nd now. Bleep the throttle, release the clutch. That's rev matching, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna unite rev matching, so rev match downshifting with braking. And that's where it gets tricky because you need to be basically using your right foot to brake and to bleep the throttle at the same time. I'm gonna show you guys a few times just so you get the idea, and then we start doing it. So now I'm on an uphill, so this is not a good place to, of course, I'm not gonna be needing to brake here. So here, let's do it. I'm gonna brake and I rev matched. I did it a little bit, let's say, stronger than I needed to do just to show you guys here. Now we're in a slow zone, so I'm just gonna take it slow, of course. That's a nice little place. Cool. Look at the church. Cool. All right. But actually, like even here, look, I can do rev matching as well. So you can be slow as you want, and you can use these techniques, which is also what makes it fun, makes it smooth for your driving, it makes it engaging. So let's now do the heel and toe. So I'm gonna speed up a little bit here. I'm gonna put it on 4th gear. Now I'm approaching a corner. I'm gonna be braking. I'm gonna reduce my gear, bleep the throttle while I'm keeping pressure on the brake and release the clutch. Some tips on how to start this, and that's very important. Start in a road that doesn't have traffic, because you're gonna be having very difficult time to have sensitivity with your brake pedal and to blip the throttle at the same time. And what's most likely going to be happening is this: you're going to be like kind of, you know, jerking forward, braking too much, you know, kind of, let's say, having some jerky moves. It's completely normal. I took several months practicing this. I almost hit my face on the on the steering wheel multiple times. That's completely normal to practice. That's why you want to do it on a road that you're feeling comfortable, that there's nobody behind you, especially. That's very important. Second tip is for your shoes. Try to find some shoes that are very comfortable and that they're not too thick. The sole is not too thick, because you want to have that sensitivity over doing this motion here, yeah? Okay? So now the next tip that I'll give you is start very slow on the brake. So I'm barely applying the brake. I'm just having my ball of the foot here on the brake and focus on getting this, let's say, motion of pivoting your foot first. Do it on a standstill. If you're not comfortable with doing while driving the car, stop the car, blip the throttle a few times, or even like when you want, you can also basically do it with the clutch engaged at all times. That also helps. So let's do it now. See? This was heel and toe technique. It's important as well that you basically, like, you need to be soft with the clutch. You're not gonna be dropping the clutch so hard. You can see my foot. I'm not like dropping that clutch like crazy, you know. Let's do it now. This is a good corner to do it, huh? See, like, very smooth. Smooth is fast, so you don't need to be aggressive with the car to be fast. You need to be smooth, and you need to keep the weight of the car balanced. And that's why the heel and toe technique is so nice, because you're gonna be keeping that same pressure on the brake. You're gonna downshift and have no jerkiness when you're releasing the clutch, and you're gonna be ready when you exit that corner. You're gonna be on the right gear to accelerate. So let's do it now. Second gear, doing the corner, I'm ready to accelerate. You see? So second gear, this is a second gear corner, accelerating. Second gear corner again. Let's do it. Second gear corner again, keeping on the same gear. This is all second gear, so not going the gear above now, all on second gear. A little bit of oversteer, and now we can practice again. See, Rev-match and heel and toe. So basically this is the technique, that's the essentials. I'm gonna give you some more examples, talk a little bit more about some tips that I had. So essentially what you want to do is, if you're not familiar with the rev matching, which is just without braking, just bringing your revs up for the lower gear, practice this first. Don't try to go heel and toe straight. You know, that's literally like running before you can walk. So you want to get this motion of the rev matching very, very nicely, that you're, let's say, bringing the revs up exactly where you need for the next gear. And every gear is a little bit different. If you're going from 5th to 4th, if you're going from, let's do some examples. So I'm on 5th now. 5th to 4th, I need to barely bring the RPMs up. So it can be just a quick blip of the throttle. 4th to 3rd, you know, I did a little bit too much there, you know, but it needs a little bit more than the 5th to 4th, but not that much. Now 3rd to 2nd, it's actually quite a big jump. So you see, like, it's not like always one size fits all, that you always have to, I don't know, bring 2000 RPMs up. No, it's important here that you feel what your car is asking you to do. You learn from your car. Every car is different. So it's more important that you're listening to your engine and you're feeling how the car is behaving and what is asking you. Like, how does it feel comfortable? How does it feel stable to do it? You see? third to second. Third to second is you need to bring the RPMs a bit higher. So, and the sound of the car really helps you in this. You need to have that sensitivity. I'll keep it in third now. Whoa, big dip on the road. Let's avoid that. Second. So another important point when you're practicing, so you got the rev match nicely, that's okay, but then when you're gonna start heel and toe, try to focus on keeping that brake pressure stable and work on that pivot of your foot, and by that it really helps to also look at your knee and kind of like use that knee a little bit out, throw it out like on this kind of motion, though, that it helps to like make your ankle naturally kind of pivot. So I'll show you what I mean now by pointing the camera to my knee. Let's put it in fourth. Now I'm gonna do a rev matching here. Let's speed up a little bit. So look at my knee. You see, I like slide. It's not like a huge motion. It's just enough to help my ankle do that that motion that I need to do that pivot on the brake pedal, and not have to, let's say, I don't know. It's not. You're gonna feel like if you have a stiff knee, it's a little bit uncomfortable to do it only with your foot. So try using your knee a little bit. That also helped me a lot. And don't worry too much about, let's say, getting exactly the amount of accelerator in the beginning when you're doing the heel and toe. Just try to overshoot a little bit. It's better to overshoot it than to let's say undershoot it, to not climb the RPMs enough. What I mean by that is you can be a little bit aggressive with the throttle. You do a blip of the throttle, you want to be firm on it, and you want to get out of the throttle kind of, let's say, fast. And here every car again is different. So this car, it climbs the RPMs fairly fast, so I don't need to, let's say, keep my foot on the throttle more than, let's say, half a second, not even, I think. So let's do an example here now. I'm gonna blip the throttle. You see, it's very fast, the motion, and you wanna, like, let's say, not just like when you're blipping, you wanna be doing that exactly before you're, let's say, starting to release the clutch. That's where it gets a little bit tricky in terms of timing. So you can reduce your gear as slow as you want. You keep your foot on the clutch, and then this last motion is where it's important to have the timing. You blip the throttle and then you're releasing the clutch at the same time. That's where you get as smooth as possible here. Because just to explain the, like, let's say the wrong way, if you blip your throttle and then you release your clutch, you see, like, it took a little bit too much time and my revs were already falling. And then when they're falling and then I release the clutch, it has to, like, it goes up and then it goes down, then it goes up again. So it took a little bit too much time. That fine tuning of the timing will, as I said, depend on your car. It will depend on even, like, sometimes, like, yeah, basically, like, conditions of the day as well. Like if you're, like, having a very cold day that the car is breathing very well and you're having, like, no AC, all of this, it blips very nice. I don't know, it feels more powerful. There's some days that is easier to do. I don't know, like, it depends really on the situation. That's why I don't want you to be thinking too much about the rev counter, but actually to listen to your car to see how it's behaving. And you can always improve that technique. That's why it's very fun, you know. I am doing this for 10 years and I still get it wrong sometimes. Yeah, it's always fun to be improving that smoothness, and when you get better at it, you can also start braking a bit stronger for the corner, so you can leave the braking all the way to the end and then do the rev matching, you know. That's where it gets more fun for, let's say, spirited driving. When you want to go to the racetrack as well, you can start to be a little bit more aggressive with the braking and do the rev matching, like very much towards the corner. So the perfect heel and toe to get that, let's say, late braking and carry on as much speed as you can through the corners. I'm gonna give you guys a few more examples here because this is a great road, so I'm having a lot of fun. So I'm gonna shut up and just let the car speak for itself a little bit. Now it's a place with a bus stop, with pedestrian road, so we take it slow. Okay, my foot cam is still working. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys can see the foot and have a bit of an impression of how the technique works. And as I said, like, you can also drive it slow and use it. You can use it in town, you can practice while going to work, you can practice any time, really. Just bear in mind those first few, let's say, tries that you're doing. Just go to a safe road where nobody's behind you, so that they don't feel like you're a maniac driving the road. Very fun road. So that's it, guys. I hope you have a lot of fun practicing this. This was definitely one of the techniques that I really had a really nice time learning it, and I really enjoy doing it nowadays. It's super nice to have more smooth driving, to feel connected with your car, to have some fun. So yeah, I hope you have a nice time, and yeah, see you next time. Cheers. You can see the guy on the on the Renault is also having some fun behind me there. He's trying to chase me. just to, let's say, emphasize the point that if you still, what the fuck? Wow, could be having at least the blinkers on, like the car was in the middle of the road, door open. This is very dangerous. This is crazy.